Hello everyone, I'm Kevin and I'm going to present you my presentation, which is entitled Maritime Cybersecurity. Some machine learning contribution faced with increasing digital sector. So I promise it's more visual than the other presentation, because I know it's the end of the day. So okay, so who I am? I'm a PhD student from the French Naval Academy within a laboratory called the Chair of Naval Cyber Defense in Brest. It's like the Leo area. It's a research laboratory with about 20 PhD students and researchers, and we work in collaboration with engineering schools and partnership with the French Navy and the defense industry. We have several fields of research, like the cyber protection, how to design some system, how to protect the system by design by doing some risk assessment, the cyber resilience, how to make our system more robust, more resilient face with cyber attacks, and the cyber defense, how to implement some intrusion detection systems, anomaly detection systems, to avoid and to limited the propagation of the cyber attacks. And today I'm going to focus on this part. So let's put a little part of context. The maritime context, the maritime trade nowadays is the main place for worldwide goods exchange. So 90% of the world trade is made by maritime means in volume, and by value it's about 80%. So every second, almost 300 tons of goods is sailing by the sea, and we can count more than 50,000 ships, merchant ships, we are sailing in international waters currently. So here is the context. Now let's talk about the cyber part of this context. So nowadays the computer system, the information system, the operational system are on board everywhere in the bridge, in the ship, for ensure more communication to optimize the navigation of the ship. And you can notice that we have a complex set of industrial and onboard and embedded system on board the ship. We can notice the industrial control system, the distributed control system, the SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition, and the global navigation satellite system, like the global positioning system, the GPS, and the EIS, the automatic identification system. It's the system who spell I'm this boat at this location, and I'm doing this. But there is a problem. This kind of system, even if they have been made to have a very long lifetime, because we talk about 15, 20, 30, probably 40 years in some case, they have not been designed with the cybersecurity in mind. So there is no encryption, there is no authentication, no integrity check, no confidentiality check. So they carry plenty of vulnerabilities. And from several years, we notice a huge increase of cyber attacks on this kind of system, like the cyber physical systems, the GPS and the EIS. So, some example. New security challenges have emerged few years ago in the Black Sea. You have 20, 30 ships who have been victim of GPS jamming and GPS spoofing near to Moscow, because all the ships at the moment we are placed at the face location on the airport of Gelensk. And another case in the Persian Gulf from the Hormuz Detroit, a British tanker called the Stena Impero from the company Stena was spoofed by the Iranian Coast Guard, because they deviated from the location due to a GPS spoofing, and the Iranian Coast Guard, the Revolution Guardian, just board them and block the ship and all the crew members during 1 week. So it's more geopolitical case, but it's a spoofing, GPS spoofing case. So what is GPS jamming? The GPS jamming is like when you, with RF transmitter, you just interfere the radio, signal radio with your receiver. You just emitted a signal at the same frequency, and the receiver is just jammed. And the spoofing is more intelligent than the jamming, because you select a particular receiver, and you can generate another satellite constellation to locate the receiver to another location. So the GPS spoofing is more problematic than the GPS jamming. And there is some possible impact and consequences. You can create some navigation discrepancy, potential brandies, like this case, but in other situation, like in narrow waters of channel, and you can deviate a ship from its initial route to make some violation of foreign territorial waters and protection boarding. So let's talk about the architecture of the navigation system on board the ship. So you have the navigation system. It's an electric check display information system called the ECDIS, and you have a lot of systems like the lock, the gyro compass, you have the GPS antenna, the GPS receiver, a lot of things, a lot of stuff, and all these systems are functioning with a particular protocol called the NMEA. It's like the National Marine Electronic Information, National Marine Electronic Association, sorry. So this protocol make compatible whole device, and they can communicate between each other. We have several releases of the protocol. We have currently the NMEA 0100 on 83 and the NMEA 2000. And today I'm going to focus on this particular protocol. So in this protocol you have two things. You have the talker ID, if it's a GPS sentence, GPS frame. So it started with GP or IS. It's started with AI. And you have also the sentence ID, like that. So you have the GDA, for example. It's talk about information about satellites of the system. You have also the RMC. It's give information about the speed, the track angle, etc. And you have a lot of stuff. So to spoof our system, because we focus on the NMEA frame and the NMEA protocol, you have your GPS receiver, for example, a certain release of the GPS receiver. You have also the ECDIS from the electronic chart, and you have your legit GPS information with the satellite constellation to give you your real position. But if we add some RF SDR, like software-defined radio devices, like the Adam Pluto in blue and the Acquerefond SDR, you can spoof. If we derivated the initial purpose of this kind of system, you can spoof the GPS system in order to generate phase GPS and satellite constellation, and you will alter the NMEA frame. So the GPS receiver will be at another location. This kind of device costs about $300, so 250 euros. It's very creepy, and it's very easy to use for every computer scientist. So it was a theory. There is some practice. So we buy one of the system, and we realize some spoofing experiments in the Bay of Brest with some students from the French Naval Academy. in a pneumatic boat, and we realize some spoofing, like here, and jamming. And as you can see, so the GPS receiver is victim of spoofing. And we have also plotted the evolution of all the features from the sentence ID, like the GPGGA and the GPRMC, to see how how is the evolution during the time. So with this data, we have generate some scenarios of a spoofing case, because it's illegal to do that. So we generate another several other scenarios to make some learning. So we generate a decoy scenarios. A decoy is like when your latitude longitude evolution is like that, and the decoy is when you have this. So as you can see, there is an evolution on the number of satellites. So the number of satellites is increasing when the GPS is spoofed, because your transmitter is just near from the receiver. It's not in the sky, it's just near from the receiver. You can notice the same thing for the horizontal precision, because it's calculated from the GPS number of GPS. Also for the ultrametric 8, and there is a visual decoy on the evolution of latitude longitude. So there is an example of decoy scenario, but we have released about 20 different scenarios, like static scenarios can be like that. So during sometimes you can be at a static position, and another scenario is to go to the same direction, but even if the boat is moving. So if your boat do this kind of direction, the same scenario to do that. So there is a problem. So your GPS receiver just keep the same direction for time, and because it's victim of GPS spoofing. And so to do some analysis, we have extracted some relevant features from this correlation matrix. So you have, for example, the geo-separation, the horizontal precision, the automatic 8, and the number of satellites, which can be relevant for our in-depth analysis. And we can see that we can just visualize the spoofing case, the normal case, and the jamming case by studying the automatic 8. So because the distribution is very visual. Here is an example of the evolution of accuracy for the validation curve of the KNN classifier. So we just realize 50 iteration 50 times. So each iteration is the mean of 50 times of calculating the accuracy. For example, for this KNN classifier. And there is some results that we have performed on the previous scenarios that we just detailed earlier. So for all the scenarios that we realize during the experiment, we can notice that the supervector machine with polynomial third degree kernel polynomial third degree is show the best results, and the naive Bayes does not suit for this kind of experiment, but it's due to the data. Another way to make some machine learning, because it's supervised learning, and another way to perform machine learning with that kind of system is to make some it's to learn the normal behavior of this the ship motion. So we have proposed another methodology to detect the spoof case. So the first one is the native architecture without any kind of cyber security component and no hacker. So you have the GPS receiver, like the Global Navigation Satellite System and the EGDIS. The second case, it's the hacker. We had a hacker with the RF transmitter. And the third case, we had this probe for anomaly detection directly connected in SARI to the GPS receiver. And we can perform our machine learning model in that system to detect in real time if there is some problem in our GPS receiver. So we have performed novelty detection, the one-class detection, with a one-class supervector machine. So you have the normal behavior of the ship motion, calculated with the latitude, the longitude, the track angle, and the speed of the boat. So here is the normal behavior of a passenger ship from about 3 hours. And here is some outlier that we can detect because it's out of the decision boundary. So this red dot right here just are spoofing case about static, for example. And we realize this experiment with local outlier factor and with isolation forest, mostly used for outlier detection. And here is some our results. So when the static spoofing is very far from the native position of the receiver, the local outlier factor show the best results. But if the static spoofing is pretty near to the native GPS receiver, it's the one class at the end. The isolation forest does not show best results from this kind of data because we just analyze the RMC, so we have 5 features for this example. And with this concept, we also imagine another concept to make some warning system for navigation, because at the bridge you're on the bridge, and if your GPS receiver is spoofed, you don't know. You don't know, and you don't know how to do, and you don't know how to make some countermeasure because there is no security policies with that case. So we imagine this concept with some stages, a green status which indicates if nothing is abnormal, and a red status which indicates if a potential cyber attacks occurs, like for example the GPS spoofing, as you can see on this picture. It's a proof of concept which is working on open source and nautical device. And another study from the naval system, because we talk about the navigation, but the naval system have a lot of things like the industrial control system. So in maritime domain you have this kind of this stuff, but you have also this stuff in the train station, the airport, nuclear power plants, and also in the power grid. So we are at the share of naval cyber defense. We have developed a platform which uses this kind of system, the SIMATIC S7300 and the S7400, with output and input and output modules, but there are no protected with cybersecurity measures. We can do easily some reconnaissance attack, brute force, DOS, and man in the middle to get the password of the automation computers, for example. Due to the increase of the cyber attacks, the naval system have seen an increase also of intrusion detection system, and our goal is to make a dissector from the net flow to ensure the security of this kind of system. But the main problem that we have met is that there is no training data to train a machine learning algorithm to improve the cyber security of this kind of system. So we developed this platform To be quick, you have how I said earlier, the industrial control system, the overhaul of this management. You have the PLC. PLC is like the CPU of each part. You have the HMI to indicate, and the bridge and to indicate on the system. And you have also the sensor actuator for all management system. For example, the propulsion system of the ship ensure the propulsion, the navigation, the ballast. The safety ensure the alarm, the door lock, the fire, the fluids, etc. The power can ensure the electricity power to ensure the lights on the all the the light, for example, and the utilities is for the fuel and oil consumption. And we have developed this platform focused on the naval activities in our laboratory. So our approach to analyze the data and to generate some data sets to perform machine learning, we have put some probe directly within the propulsion management, which collect some net flow, and also a cyber-physical probe to capture some cyber-physical flow. And in that case, we can perform some anomaly correlation. As you can see, there is a normal, it's a normal evolution of 3 and 4 sensors. So you have the oil consumption, you have the fuel consumption, the proper speed, and the number of packets. And we, it's very easy to perform some cyber attacks on the system. So we have do a well-known PLC stop on this industrial control system. It's very easy to do that. You have just to do some Nmap on the network. You can achieve the IP address of the PLC, the destination port, and you can send any kind of command to the right address, and you can shut down the PLC. You can shut down the PLC from the propulsion management because there is no protection, and there is the impact. And our goal is to perform a data set, a more global data set to make the same things that we have done with the navigation part. And as a conclusion, there is the Ever Given vessel which obstructed the Suez Canal a few months ago in March. The Ever Given ship just shut down within the Suez Canal, in the middle of the Suez Canal, and the wind just and the movement motion inertia just push the Ever Given through the Suez Canal, and it blocked thousands of ships. Each part of the Suez Canal, it make lose Egypt and Evergreen Company millions of dollars, and about 10% of the worldwide trade was impacted. So, if we shut down by a cyber attack this kind of industrial control system, with a GPS spoofing, for example, you can do a thing like that. So it's very, it's a very realistic cyber attack that we perform on our platform. And you are probably know the Stuxnet attack on the PLC in 2010. We can perform the same cyber attack on this kind of system because there is the same system. You have also the Black Energy attack in 2016, but in other dimension because it impacts citizen population, and it's a reminder that this kind of cyber attacks can occur in our global economy. Thank you.